In a previous video, I explained a thought experiment I do with my students in which I get them to start questioning their beliefs. And a lot of people wondered, well, how do we know if a belief is true? And I love this question. That's the point. So let's explore this a bit. A belief is anything that we accept as true. Now, I teach a science class, so I get students to start thinking about beliefs in terms of whether they are falsifiable or unfalsifiable. Falsifiable beliefs can potentially be disproven with evidence, whereas unfalsifiable beliefs cannot. And the point here is, if we want to determine if a belief is true, we first need to determine if we can know if the belief is true. Now, there are different kinds of unfalsifiable beliefs, but there's a couple of important categories. One is subjective. These are values, preferences, opinions, and some of these matter a lot to us. For example, I believe that cats make the best pets. Now, I'm right about this, and I can give you evidence. So I could say, cats are quiet, they're self-cleaning. I live in Massachusetts, and when it's cold and snowy, I don't have to take them outside to go potty. So I could give you evidence for that belief, but it's an opinion, so it's fundamentally not an evidence-based belief. And the other major category is supernatural. These are things like ghosts and angels, gods, demons. Some of these are very important to us, again, but supernatural by definition is above and beyond what is natural. And so evidence needs to be observable, measurable, repeatable, and we can't do that with supernatural claims. Now, the thing with these kinds of unfalsifiable beliefs, subjective and supernatural, they tend to be important to us, and we really want them to be true. And so we tend to search for evidence to justify to ourselves that our belief is true. But the point is, they cannot be proven wrong with evidence, so we should resist the temptation to support them with evidence. This doesn't mean that they're necessarily untrue or that they shouldn't matter to you, but it does mean that they are not evidence-based beliefs. Now, with falsifiable beliefs, evidence does matter. And so we want to start to evaluate the quality and quantity of evidence. But importantly, don't just search for evidence that supports the belief. Falsifiability gets to trying to prove it wrong because we might not ever know for sure. And as humans, we have a tendency to confirm our bias. We want to find evidence that supports what we already believe. But if you want to get closer to the truth, if you want to actually test a falsifiable belief, don't just search for evidence that it's right. Try to find evidence to prove it wrong. If it survives that scrutiny, it's more likely to be true.